Hello everyone, Scott here. I want to talk about my SmartPort SD drive. So my idea was to have something, I have another video that shows what I used to have, but my idea was to have something that could plug in right here and sit in this space so that even when the handle was down or when the computer was down on the table, it could clear the handle. There we go. So this was my first design for it, and it would have a snap-in panel, control panel on the top, like that. And it would plug in there, and then you'd be able to press the interface. This had the LED holes on the top and buttons that sat flush on the top, but I eventually found out that this wasn't enough space for it. So I came up with this design, which added a whole lot more space. As you can see there, it's like this entire part there. And and all of these are made so that if you have this on the print surface, it doesn't require any support material. So if you notice on the inside, it's curved up until here, and then it's got an angle so that even though it's shaped like this, it doesn't need any support material on most things. So this one fits there fine, but the handle gets jammed on it right there and pushes it up, which would probably damage the port, so I didn't want to do that. So both of those junk. Then I came up with this design, which is very similar to this one, you can see, but it's slightly slightly less profile there, but I left this open so that I could have like the SD card accessible there, but that didn't really work out. And this one, there wasn't quite enough space to jam everything in, and then that brought me to this one, which is my final version. So it's oh, and the other one, it had problems with the handle also, but this one, you can see it fits in there no problem around the handle, and it has a cutout here for the SD card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to assemble it. Oh, here's the old lid, don't need that. So here is what I ended up with. Like I said in the other video, or which may or may not exist, this was cut up from last year's version. So like the LED board is here, and the interface for the Arduino is here, and it's got the custom DB25 cut down, but I made the shroud part of the enclosure itself. And the enclosure has these little tabs so that it'll slot into this without moving around, and has this to line up with the front here, and then this little hook in the back hooks into this little slot right here. So now I'm going to shove it all into here. So the idea is that I will eventually hot glue this into place here so that the SD card is accessible from the outside. So it's going to shift around a little bit here. Let me get this into place. So you can see that kind of goes in there like that. This slides in, and then just from friction and just the shape of everything, it holds itself together. There's the Arduino in there. A lot of extra wire, but you know, it's a prototype. That's the excuse I'm gonna give. And again, this has this lip here and this one over here, which line up with these edges and have like a 0.5 millimeter tolerance between them, rather than them being the same size. So like that, and there we go. That's the entire unit. SD card is almost accessible. You can see how it would be accessible if it were all the way flush with the end of the case, but there it is. And I can plug it in right there like that. Now I have 4 hard drives on it. Comes up, well, three are active right now, which is why there's the 3 green, and the yellow is showing the access light, drive access. I believe red is for writing to the disk, And if you press and hold this, it'll flash. And you let go, and now I can select which of the 3 drives. This is my modified version of the firmware that gives you an indication of what you're choosing and lets you choose more than just the first one. So there's first, and now I hit reset. And if I reset the machine, let's see if I can do this upside down. It'll boot off of that one. And here I can show you that it actually is booting up. So that one booted to that drive. Let's switch the drive. I believe drive 3 is action replay or whatever it's called. Now I reset. Total replay. That's what it is. So yeah, there it goes. Now it's all very much self-contained. And my Apple IIc is in much better shape. So you can see there's that. I can do a video on how I did the color mod. It's really easy. There's just one line you have to cut, and then this switch just basically jumpers over that. But yeah, both of these just can pull out because they're both held on by their ports. And easy peasy. There we go. Have a good one, everyone, and be well.